Welcome to the NAL Rundown with Curt and Brian, and I'm Curt Schweiger. And here's my co-host, Brian Mathern.
Hey, Curt, how you doing?
How you doing? Yes, we're having a few difficulties here, but hang on, guys. We'll get it straightened out. We're working with Shady Sports Network now, and thanks to Sam over there for getting us on this, but we just have a few bugs to work out. We'll get them worked out. And Brian and I are going to go ahead and do a short little live episode here and see where it goes from there, guys. Well, Brian, what are you thinking, man?
Well, a lot has happened in the NAL since the championship game, huh?
Yeah, it has. Holy man, I tell you, Beaumont Renegades left after they won the championship.
Took the trophy and went to the Arena Football 1 League.
Yeah, I can't believe it. And I like that Arena Football 1. I really do like that. I like what they're doing over there. And
yeah, me too.
I'm liking a lot of the arena leagues right now, but right now we're talking about the NAL. And, well, some of the big news coming down the pike here, Brian, was how fans of the NAL are going to watch the games this season.
Yeah, they just announced, what was it, last week or a few days ago, NAL Network, $30 for the whole year, including playoffs and championship games, will be streamed on their own network, kind of like the IFL did last year. And when you subscribe to the network, you also get 20% off of the NAL shop merchandise, which is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it seems like a really good deal. The only thing that concerns me is that, once you start paying, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. I cover the Rougarou and stuff with you, so I'm not, really decided on what I'm going to do, but I want to. But what concerns me is paying for it, and then you go and you look for your team, and they're not there. I mean, you got a lot of things that's going to happen with this, if you're going to, with the pay wall and all that. I think that you got to be a lot of the teams are going to have to be up to snuff. They're going to have to be, going by certain regulations and rules or whatever. And if they're not, the team will probably be gone.
Well, I think after the first couple of games, the first couple of home games, we'll be able to tell which teams have the professional broadcasts and which ones will need help, and I think the league is supposed to step in and assist those teams, whether they take over the broadcast or help them bump up the quality.
Yeah, that will help. I mean, especially a newer team coming in, or like the Rougarou starting all over again, so they're going to need a little bit of help there with the announcing and the field presence and stuff, how the fields and arenas are going to look, I would imagine.
I'm sure that they've hired, I would hope, though, but they've hired broadcast crews that have some experience in this field, to stream it and also shoot the video from different angles instead of just having one camera at the 25-yard line and try to shoot the end zones from both angles, is with a wide angle lens or zoom or whatever. I'm hoping that they have multiple shots from different areas in the arena.
Yeah, like last year, some of the angles you couldn't really see in some of those plays, but unless you had a real couple of cameramen there or something to see some of them plays. Some of them plays were, I don't know, they missed off on some of them plays or last year with the Rougarou.
I mean, if you could get cat-a-corner end zones and then the 25-yard line and then possibly one camera from the other side of the field, whether it's at the 25 or it's set at the 20-15 or whatever, I mean, that should capture, pretty much every angle that you would need. I mean, the field is small; it's nowhere near the amount of cameras you would need for an NFL field, to cover the NAL.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about it. There's changes going on. The only thing I'm concerned about that, I know it wasn't too long ago, it was on Inside the Walls podcast, I think Brandon Eichard, where the commissioner was on there, and he was just talking about, we will not charge anybody for our games. I mean, if I'm wrong, Brian, correct me, but I can't remember, but I think I remember him saying we will not charge for any NAL games. Last year on there, I was all excited about that.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden this comes up, and I go, I pay $300 for cable as it is. If I went ahead and paid for NAL, it's going to cost me for $330 just for, I don't know yet really what I'm going to do, but I love the NAL and I love the Rougarou, so there's a good chance I may go that way. Hopefully, like I said, a lot of these teams might not be up to snuff. You got the Pueblo Punishers coming in, and some of these newer teams that are coming in, expansion teams like the Punishers. Hopefully they'll have their arenas in check and, everything, or, all the turf and all that stuff looking good when they go, for their season. I don't know. It's going to either cause problems that way. I don't know how that's going to.
Yeah, with the 3 expansion teams, it will be interesting to see if they go brand new turf or if they go in used turf, in the first year and then wait until year 2 or 3 before they purchase new turf. Dallas, Pueblo, and Amarillo. We'll see if they all have new turf or if they piece together old used turf.
Yeah, or I mean, if they can't afford it or whatever, and you got this, people are paying to watch their team. They go to watch their team on the weekend. They've already paid, their for the NAL, their yearly subscription or whatever, and they go to watch their team, and they couldn't afford the arena, not the field.
Well, we got new turf.
Yeah, I know we got new turf, but what about the other guys? You know what I mean? Some of those guys coming in might not have brand new turf, going down there, rug going down there. I mean, maybe they can.
We got championship turf now,
Yeah, that's right. I know. That's gonna be cool. So we definitely got some turf going down.
Yeah.
Some of these teams might not be able to afford it, or they might say they can afford it, and then all of a sudden they can't. When it comes game day, and then
Right.
what?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see like the Punishers on purple turf, or or Amarillo on a red, white, and blue.
I hope we don't see like the old Kiss turf down for something. We see who knows.
Some other team has that over the last. I think it was in Virginia somewhere. One of the maybe AAL2 team or so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Somebody's got it. Somebody's using it. I've seen it recently. Yeah.
They had a heck of a time trying to cover up the Kiss logo, though.
Right.
But I don't know how they did that. I think they just painted it black or something.
Yeah.
It
was Fayetteville. Logo. I think Fayetteville had it at one time or whatever, and then I think it's gone from there and somewhere else. So, yeah, it's still out there being used.
Yeah, there's a lot of arena stuff going on, and I've been, I've been covering other arena leagues and stuff. I don't want to mention any names, but yeah, there's been a lot of different arena stuff, and I mean, so many you will be confused if you don't watch what you're doing, and that's where I was there for a little while. I was confused. I like what they're doing. It's just like with the NAL now. That threw me a left curve, when they started charging for their season. And now I'm going, wait a minute, you know. I think I'm just like, with you are the same way I am in a little way, because we we're back with the AFL, and look what happened with the AFL. I mean, we were fans, and especially you're a huge fan. You've been for years, decades. And would you put all your money in buying T-shirts and
Mm-hmm.
going to the games, and then all of a sudden there's no team there. You're going, holy shit, what do I do with all this stuff, merch and stuff that I bought? So it kind of makes you gun shy, makes you wonder, you don't want to go in full tilt, and I can't do anything unless I go in 100%. If I go in 100%, I'm in there, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
I mean, and a lot of these guys, a lot of they watch, they're casual watchers. They'll watch it and they'll leave a couple months down the road and go somewhere else. Not me. Once I'm in there, I'm in there, and I know like you've been in this arena game thing for years.
Yeah, I mean,
Huge.
I got merchandise going all the way back to '87, and most of it's been in storage since 2005. So it hasn't seen the light of day in 21 years. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and all that stuff you have right there, and there is no team now with a lot of it.
right?
But I mean, with the NAL, I'm excited about it. Like I said, I probably pay for my subscription and stuff like that, but I'm not quite sure where it's going to head. I don't know. I stopped watching the IFL. I was a huge fan of the Sugar Skulls there, but next thing you know, when you had to pay, I started thinking about it. I said I really don't want to go that way, so I stopped watching the IFL for a little bit,
Hmm.
and being covering the games and stuff like you and I do, you need the highlights. You need to know certain things, and if
So
you
that
can't watch,
so that's
uh,
one thing. One thing with the $30 is they claim that you can make your own clips from the games through the app. So that should be something interesting to, to check out and also use kind of like a post or you know replays for the show that we can actually watch the game and then you can splice it afterward and show kind of like a news reporter does the best plays or the scoring plays at that much you can customize it supposedly through the app.
yeah, I like the idea of that. I think Inside the Walls was showing Jim there was showing the clips that you can do and
Yeah.
stuff like that, how to go about it and stuff like that.
And then
Yeah.
the other one that you mentioned was $30 just for the regular season. You had to pay extra for playoffs and championship. Well, the playoffs championship game was on CBS SN. Um, if you had that channel free with cable, but you had to pay extra for the playoff games. NAL network has the whole year all the way through the championship game for the $30. So there's no extra fee, for the playoffs or the championship game.
Well, I was going to ask you as long as we're, excuse me, Brian. I was going to ask you as long as we're on live, who do you want to win the Super Bowl?
Seattle.
Me too,
Yeah.
Seattle. I was going to say the same thing. I do not want, the Patriots to win. No.
Yeah, they're the favorites. So they're probably it might not cover the spread because last I checked, the spread's 4.5. So it might be a closer game than that. It might be something like a 27-24 game, and they might not cover the spread. But I think overall, Seattle will probably win.
Well, since we're talking about the NAL, have you heard anything recent about the beef? Anything going on? I know the last time I heard they were having tryouts. They had some tryouts here.
The Omaha beef.
Yeah.
So when I was at the Nebraska team of another league that won't get mentioned, uh, They have a preseason game, and I just found this out before we went live. They have a preseason game in that league for Nebraska versus Omaha. That's all it says. It just says Omaha. Some people had asked in the, their comments if it's the Beef or not, and it can't be because the Beef have a game, I think, versus Southwest Kansas that same day at home. So they I don't know what Omaha team they're playing, if there's a semi-pro amateur team or whatever that they're playing. But I found that kind of unusual for
That's strange.
Omaha to be listed on another league's preseason.
Hey, you know what? Nothing could make me happier to see the Beef gone, but I don't like the Beef. But hey, you know what? No, I don't really want to see them gone because they are a good team and they got good, management people in the, they're good. I like it. But anyway, Brian.
Well, like Ricky says, the standard is the standard. So we're trying to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Brian, let's talk about the schedule a little bit. You want to talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, I think I uploaded that's the key games that they announced before they released the whole schedule for the year. Of course, we have the Amarillo is the first regular season game at home. Battle of Colorado is the first week also. Pueblo and Denver, Colorado, Spartans and the Punishers. That one should be a good game.
That should be good. I heard a lot about Amarillo though. So, and I heard a lot about the Rougarou. So the Rougarou looked like they got some good players in there this year. So, and Amarillo's got some good players. They have a good, system going on down there. So it should be a good game.
By my count, the roster that they have on the league website's got 27 players. We can bring 35 to training camp.
Yeah.
Since we have a preseason game, our camp opens 1 week earlier than the rest of the league that doesn't have a preseason game. So hopefully they have people signed or have them in mind, so then they can fulfill the 35. But when you look at the roster, there's no kickers again.
Again? Oh, come
on the
on.
roster. Well, as of right now, I mean, that's not to say between now and what, next weekend, I guess.
Yeah, next week. Yeah, already next weekend.
Yeah, because next weekend would be the 2 weeks out before the preseason game, that they have a kicker in mind. So,
what are you thinking about the Spartans? I mean, they look, are they looking good this year or what?
Yeah, they got what was the quarterback from the NFL? His name's, you know who I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I know exactly. I like him. He's a good quarterback, really good quarterback.
It should just be interesting to see how he adapts to the indoor. I mean, it's a lot quicker release when you're indoors versus outdoors.
And you got the walls. You got the walls.
Yeah.
A lot of the NFL guys come over here. They're not looking forward to banging into those walls. Not used to it.
And then, of course, you don't hand off the ball to the running back nearly as much as you do in the NFL, indoors. I mean, it's throw, 80, 90% of the game, where NFL, you try to do a balanced attack,
And you got you got the longer field, you got a lot more room to move around for the receivers and for the quarterback. And, to me, in the arena game, you got to be right on with your throws because you have a defense. These guys are big guys and shorter field, so you're going to have to be right on with your throws.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Salina Liberty, I don't know too much about them this year. I don't know who they have, as quarterback or any of their players too much. I did check in a little bit.
Now, Kerry Starks, that played for the Louisiana Voodoo for us in 2024, is still with the team. And the last I had talked to him, I think it was after the season, he was returning, so he'll he'll be back there. It should be interesting to see him later on in the year. I know Salina comes to Bossier City for a game, so he'll be returning back to the state at that time.
I don't know too much about Salina Liberty. I don't know too much about the Dallas Bulls. I haven't heard too much about them, who they have.
I think the Bulls changed head coaches since they announced the first head coach at the end of, like right after their expansion team was announced after the regular season. So I think they have a different head coach now. Kind of like what the Roo did last year, because we actually the very first coach signed was Pat Pimmel, and then he left, and they ended up getting Jermaine Hampton as the coach to start the year.
Yeah, and the Storm. There, you know any too much about them?
Honestly, no.
I don't either. I think I got a little bit rusty because I was checking on some of these teams. And the Sioux City Bandits, I don't know too much about them.
No, they very quiet online. I mean, I don't see anything as far as the Bandits, on social
Yeah,
media at all.
me neither. I don't see too much, that you can, get any kind of information and stats or information on them unless you search it out.
Although they're one of the teams that we don't play at all this year.
And that is strange, isn't it?
Yeah, because we have Pueblo, but we don't have Colorado, and we don't have Sioux City.
That's strange.
I guess the two furthest away from Bossier City, I'm assuming, is the reasoning behind why we don't play those.
Probably traveling, maybe too
Yeah.
much traveling. Or all right, Brian, let's check on the map you sent me here, and we're talking about the
Yeah,
Rougarou.
so we got Dallas and Pueblo and Amarillo are the expansion teams. Of course, we rebranded, so we're not Shreveport anymore. We're Louisiana. The two Kansas teams came over from the AF1, the Storm and the Salina, and the returning teams are Colorado, Omaha, and Sioux City from last year in the NAL.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm concerned about those expansion teams when we go on the pay thing, like we're talking about paying for your subscription, your yearly subscription. And if they ain't up to snuff, well, they might not be there. Who knows? I don't know.
But if you go to a game in person and you buy 2 tickets, you're gonna spend over $30, right?
Easily. Oh, yeah.
So you pay $30 once at the beginning of the year, and you get all the games, whether the quality is there or not. You're gonna still have access to them.
Well, when you look at that, when you look at an NFL game or whatever, how much you would have to pay to go see,
Right.
say, New York Giants or the Saints, our teams, which they haven't been good recently, but the tickets are still high.
Yeah.
But
Except for
and I
the
don't want
last Saints home game where Drew Brees bought tickets and was offering discounted. I think the discounted rate was $7 per ticket or whatever. He paid or made some donation or whatever that lowered all the tickets that were remaining down to like $7.
yeah. All right, man. It's all. Well, hey, here's our Rougarou. There's our new logo for the Louisiana Rougarou guy.
For those who didn't see, the big announcement that they posted was that they got a new Roo mascot costume, which is it looks similar to this one where it's red and gold, maroon and gold.
What do you think about it? You like it? better this year than last year, or what?
Yeah, yeah. I prefer this one over last year's. Um, Adding the gold instead of the silver really screams Louisiana Saints. You know, the gold and the black, and having the maroon and black from Texas A&M colors. You know, I mean
Yeah,
it's a good combination.
it's more refined. I like it too. I like the logo a lot better than I did last year. Although I liked the logo last year, but this year it looks more like refined, more like they refined the colors and the Saints thing. You know, where you got the.
Mm-hmm.
I
Fleur
like
de
that.
lis.
Yeah, I
Yeah, the
like that.
gold, and then the players are going to have the gold helmets with the maroon face masks,
Yeah,
and
that's gonna
you'll
be
have
awesome.
you'll have the same logo as last year with the like the sideways Rougarou with the moon back behind them.
Yeah,
You
I love
know,
that.
so that they kept that, you know, but instead of just a basic white helmet with white face mask, it's classier now with the gold and the maroon.
I just hope everything goes cool, man, this year with the NAL. It's driving me nuts. You know, like we were talking earlier. You know, it makes the AFL all the way. I don't want to keep mentioning it, but I'm gun shy with these leagues, and it's just when I put everything into it, I don't want to get screwed. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the last 25 years, you've had so many come and go. I mean, it's only natural to feel or anticipate, you know, you're going to have some teams fold mid-season or not cancel games or not fulfill their schedule or something's going to happen, you know, because it's happened every year since, you know, the early
Yeah,
2000s.
I know, and it makes you feel like you're. Should I get involved with this? Shouldn't I get involved? I don't know, but
Yeah.
I've been there.
You know, those of us who worked on a team that only had one game, you know, and it was all for naught, you know. I mean, it's kind of heartening or heartbreaking, you know. But
Brian, now what is this graphic here? This is
uh,
the first round, June 5th through the 7th, 2026, and the semifinal will be June 12th to the 14th, 2026.
so
So
if you go back to last year, when we had 8 teams in the NAL, only 2 teams qualified. Um, uh, excuse me, 4 teams qualified for the playoffs. So 4 teams they played, you know, 1 week of playoffs, and then the 2 winners went to the championship game. This year, a total of 6 teams will make the playoffs out of 9 in the league. So 6 plays 3 at home, and then 5 plays 4 at home. The winner, whoever is the highest seed, so say like 4 and 6 win, then
yeah.
the higher seed will go to number 2, and then the other seed would go to number 1.
Oh, all right. I'm getting it now. I mean, but is that easier or is it look? It's a little
It
different.
it increases more playoff games, plus it increases the number of teams. And the problem with it is 6 out of 9 is more than half. So you're going to have whatever your 6th place team is, it's going to have a losing record because there's no way around it. You can't have a league with 9 teams and have 6 of them with winning records.
Right. I know it. So yeah, you got 5 versus 4. All right, yeah, I think it'll be cool. Cool format.
So yeah, like if 5 and 3 win, then 5 would go to number 1, and then 3 would go to number 2. That's why it's laid out that way. It's just the highest seed and the lowest seed. You know, lowest plays versus 1, highest plays versus 2, and then those 2 winners go on to the championship game. What is that? June 20th 20.
Y-
Yeah,
Yeah,
20th. Yeah.
what happens if a team drops out? I mean, what happens if they just leave the NAL? Then you got to change the whole format.
Not necessarily, because you have 9 teams in the league, so you got 3 of them that will not make the playoffs. So if somebody does fold in the middle of the year, then it's 6 teams out of 8.
Yeah. All right. Gotcha.
Kind of like Carolina did this past year. They folded. They folded right before we were about to play them, and unfortunately, we were not awarded forfeit wins. Which we should have, but
Yeah, that pissed me off because I thought for sure we would get a forfeit.
yeah.
Well,
But
Brian, let's talk about the media guide for a little bit here.
so I printed this, wrote it out, should I say, for the October 1st press conference that we had. So it is preseason. It's very thin. It's about 30 pages, full color. As you can see, I've got the new jersey pictured in there. Covers everything for the team, for the staff, for the coaching staff, the office staff, the owners. Doesn't have any player information because, like I said, this was done back in October. It is available through Amazon. I'm wrapping up the actual regular season media guide, which we're probably going to call it the fan guide, because it's going to be more fan driven instead of media driven. The team's going to have them printed out and available at the arena also. Don't know the price yet because they haven't got a quote from a printer there in Bossier City. But in conjunction with it, I probably will have it on Amazon too. So you can either buy one at the game or buy one from Amazon.
Sounds cool. I definitely got to get myself one here. And the full media guide coming out, the newer one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. I don't know. How about you, Brian? You looking forward to NAL 2026 season?
Oh yeah, yeah. It should be an exciting one this year, especially with the branding, the new branding that we have. Of course, I don't know if the fans out there know that the Roo has a fan shop, an actual retail store there in Bossier City. It's on the Louisiana Boardwalk. It's next door to Bass Pro Shops. If anybody who is in Shreveport, Bossier City area, familiar with where Bass Pro Shops is. So the retail store is selling everything and anything with Rougarou logo or colors as of right now. So you don't have to wait until the first home game to buy merch. You can buy it now. It's available there at the store.
That is cool. Really awesome. I think it'll be a good season. You got a lot more competition. You got the expansion teams. They looked at like they're going to be pretty good. Look like they're going to have good coaches and players. I'm sure they will surprise us. The Pueblo Punishers and the rest of them there. So, well, Brian,
Yep.
if it's okay with you, maybe we should close it down, get ready to roll. Hopefully, I want to thank Sam Shady for helping me out with all this stuff. We still have a few things to figure out and work through, but we will get it done. And so we can be all over the place. We'll be over Sam Shady Sports Network. We'll be on Facebook. Got to get it all done. It's going to take a little time, but I'm working on it.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, Brian, this has been a good show. We had to get back together here and do something because we haven't done any live shows in quite a while. So I've been excited to do it, but I've been trying to do it, get out there more. And Sam Shady's working with me. So hopefully we can get this stuff straightened out. And thank you for the subscribers, and thank you for everybody who's watching. And go to Brian Arenafoot, subscribe to his channel, and subscribe to the YouTube channel over there, T.S.D.N. and Sam Shady's over there. So, Brian, I'm going to call it a day. We got to work all this stuff out. We will get there. And thank you, my friend. And until the next time.
All right. See you later.
All right.